So, our very first to go for the 2016 Rolex Kentucky three-day event presented by Land Rover is last year's USEF National Four-Star Champion, Phillip Dutton. He rides Thomas Tierney and Ann Jones' Fernhill Fugitive. Phillip, a five-time Olympian, has won 2 team golds.
And a lovely start to his test. You know, a beautiful straight center line, a beautiful straight halt. Great way to start the test off with a bang. Really get the judges in your favor from the very beginning.
This horse completed its first four-star here last year and was top 10. Then came out in the winter, more closer to you, Gina, and won the CCI three-star at Galway Downs. And this year won the CIC three-star at Red Hills in Tallahassee. And had a steady run at the Fork, which a lot of them tend to do in North Carolina, just in the run-up to the Rolex.
And again, continuing on the great start to his test, his trot work showing a lovely cadence and suspension. This horse's dressage has really improved over the last couple of years, and I think Phillip will probably lead us off with a great mark this morning.
Just put it in context for us. What is a great mark in percentage? I mean, we always talk about sort of 65% in Grand Prix dressage. Is that a good place to be here?
Boy, you really got to be more up in the 70% mark to be anywhere near the leaderboard here. 75% for the really top spots. Every individual mark here is scored on a scale of 1 to 10. So to get consistently into a 75 mark, you're looking at each individual movement wanting to have a minimum of a 7 or a 7.5. So, you know, to get your overall total percentage mark up there in that 70% that we're looking for.
So 70% in terms of our penalty score that we were talking about, that will convert to a penalty score of 45. So if you're better than 70, you'll be 45 or lower.
Correct, and you'll see the leaders this weekend finishing in probably a mid, I would imagine a mid-30 mark where our leaders will be, mid to high 30s, depending on how the judging is. The judges have already had an opportunity to watch a test ride. We started off at 8 o'clock this morning. Will Faudry did a test ride, so the judges had a chance to watch the test and then confer a bit on the movements to make sure that they are seeing the same things. They want their judging to be as consistent. There are 3 of them, but they do want their marks to be consistent. Each judge will have a slightly different perspective based on where they're sitting in the arena. One judge is on the center line, and so they can see the movements from that perspective. Another judge on the quarter line, and one on the end of the side of the arena. And this is a different test than they rode last year at Kentucky. They alternate the 4-star test. There's an A test and a B test, and they alternate between the different years. So this is a different test than we saw performed last year. I think you'll see this test has a nice flow to it. Now Phillip is going into his half pass here after having done his counter work and his flying change work into the half pass. This horse is very correct. He's very straight, very balanced in his gaits. Nice extension of the canter. As we've seen the dressage tests get more difficult and more technical over the years, it sort of relates to what the horses have to do on cross country on Saturday. Lost just a little bit of the quality of the canter into that counter. You want to see when the horses go into their counter that they maintain the same quality canter that they have on the true lead. Beautiful flying change.
So number 1 of the weekend down, number 1 of 3 for Phillip Dutton, the reigning USEF National 4-star champion. He finished 2 horses inside the top 10 here last year, including this horse, Fernhill Fugitive, that finished in 9th spot here. They come to us at the winners of Red Hills in Tallahassee. Interesting new development down there with the course going to the design of Mike Etherington Smith. So somebody who's designed a number of times at Olympic level. What's very interesting about watching these dressage tests for the course of the 2 days and then seeing these horses come on into cross country is how much you really do see that dressage is the underpinning of everything we do in all horse sports. I mean, it's a word that literally just means training. There's nothing fancy about it. It's just getting a horse to go smoothly and in harmony with the rider through those series of movements. And we're just keeping an eye out for the score for Phillip that set the standard for the rest of the weekend. 72 are going to post here at Kentucky. We've got Karen O'Connor with us for the morning. Karen, again, I spoke a little bit to Gina about this, but just tell me a little bit about Rolex atmosphere.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm actually a little bit late this morning because the traffic getting into the park was unusually heavy, really heavy. They said that they sold everything out ticket-wise this weekend. We're just so excited. It's the atmosphere is just second to none in our sport.
We made an announcement last night. I'm just going to talk to that score. It's 43.2 to lead us off for Phillip Dutton here this morning. They made an announcement last night that dressage tomorrow very nearly sold out for the first time, and they sold the equivalent monetary value of 90,000 people coming to Rolex this weekend.
It's incredible. I got a chance to watch Phillip's test on my way in, and he has really put down the gauntlet. He put in a magnificent test. This horse has been coming from strength to strength over the past several years, and I've never seen him look better.
Yeah, an exciting start for him, and he's got 2 more to come, so he should be feeling quite good.
And there he's getting his bit check, and his groom, Emma Ford, who's been on Phillip's side for many, many years, always has those horses immaculately presented for the judges.
And he's got 3 great horses as well. Like Kublon was the USCF National 4-Star champion last year, and then Mighty Nice, who, he is a mighty nice horse.
He's a mighty nice horse. Phillip's never been mounted better. He's got such depth in his string right now. It's just really fun to watch him be such a top rider for so long. But his dressage has really improved over the last few years. It's an exciting time for him.
Well, it is absolutely critical. It's in this first test where team medals are won or lost, and there's a man who very much has his mind on team medals later on this year.